How y'all doing? My name is Duane Doku and you're watching Home of the Hustlers. What gave me the inspiration to draw was my cousins. The first time I seen them draw, they were like recreating this animated show where it was like three mouse on like a motorcycle and they was aliens. And the way they drew it, like it looked exactly like the cartoon. So when I just started doing that, and then I got so good at it that I could start creating my own characters. So some of the challenges of being creative in art school is that you're too creative and sometimes you don't know what the end point is. So like you find yourself creating and creating and creating, but you never really are satisfied with like an end point. So you kind of like hold yourself out from like completed like submitted projects, quote unquote, if that makes sense. For me, I never really had intentions of making art a career, or more or less was, in my opinion, like just like thought that I was good. I just like to draw. And, you know, the older and older I got, people kept saying like, yo, you should like do something with this. You should go to school with it, you know, make a profit off of it. And then push comes to shove, I'm like 25 going on 26 and been drawing ever since. One of the ways that I can push my limits as an artist is trying to solidify a style, but also, you know, trying new techniques. I think, you know, as an artist, you should always try to expound on your techniques as well as try to just be more creative or figure out more ways you can be creative as an artist. I create art for God. So like, I think the reason why I say that is because with most of my art, like it's mainly geared towards, you know, I guess race, but more or less towards religion. And I feel like sometimes when I create, or most of the times when I create, I'm trying to relay a message that he gave to me that I can't really communicate too well with words. So what I do is I'll draw it out the best way I can with like whatever vision, word, or like insight he's given me. I think Andy Warhol kind of solidified like what art is for me, even though he's like not a traditional artist. How am I inspired by his work? Like I said, just thinking outside the box. I think that one of the things that like Andy Warhol has done as like an artist is like blurred the lines between what is art and what isn't art. And I feel like the more you study like, you know, how to create art from the ground up and how to relay a message, he's definitely a good focal point to try to do that for you. I think one of the things that like keeps me drawing or motivates me to draw every single day is like just, you know, trying to fulfill a goal that I had when I was younger, you know, looking for expression. And another thing is that like, that's like kind of that's all I know how to do, like innately without trying to like force myself to do it or anything of that nature. So yeah, I guess it's like more or less like a self-motivation, if anything. So my favorite artist right now would have to be Daniel Sprick. I like Michelangelo for his anatomy. And then I would have to say probably Kari Nelson, who just did the New York Times. Homie's fire. Daniel Sprick paints how I draw with pencil. Like it's so organic, it's so loose. You know, there's not really like sharp edges to like his drawings, but you can still make out what they are. You know, and they're actually like hyperrealism drawings too. So I think for him in particular, I appreciate like his grittiness with art and how loose it is, but also how like, you know, presentable and how legible it is. With Michelangelo, it's just like how he's able to understand anatomy is like a whole, like that's like on God level art. You don't even want to touch on that. Like when it comes to like Michelangelo, like he understood like the body so well that like they use his art to reference like how to, you know, perform like surgery and things of that nature, because he literally understood the body that well. And then for like Kari Nelson is just like he's like a really good, I would say, like someone who's like he bridges the gap between like storytelling in regards to like comic book art to like, you know, children's books art, and then like he also ties in like an adult message in there. So I feel like what draws me to him is like his juxtaposition with like taking something like so childish and then like mixing in like an adult theme to like, you know, get the like message across a little bit better. I just think they all, you know, all three of them is dope for real, for real. So like there's like a couple projects I want to do that I have hopes for in the future. The most recent project I'm working on right now is a shirt that says like Black Mothers of God. So like my homie, he sent me like I think it was like a Twitter post or like an Instagram post where it says Black mothers understands like what it means to be God, or like there's no other reason why a Black woman can't be God, because only a Black woman would understand what it means to lose like their begotten sons. So like that's like a project I'm working on right now. Like collab goals in the future, like I probably want to design like one of like the Dreamville album covers, or like probably like a cover for like Wale or something like that. And that's pretty much it as far as like dream collabs and current collabs that I got going on right now. I would say like one of my favorite pieces would have to be like this Passion of the Christ piece that I did. Like I think it was probably like high school or like towards like my sophomore year in college. I can't remember, but like it's really like Jesus's face right before like he lets go of his life. And that joint hard, and I can't replicate it regardless of how hard I try. I just want my legacy to be remembered for something good, of course, but like if there's anything good that could be remembered for my legacy, is that like I was hardworking and I was talented and God-fearing too. Throw it in there. Don't forget that. So something that people don't know, or talent that people don't know I have, is like I've been playing the piano since I was like 5. I played sports when I was growing up, and that's pretty much it. I probably got like some other talents out there, but we haven't figured those out yet. So, hey yo, this is Home of the Hustlers. Breathe easy.